Jotunheim. I have not set foot in this realm in some time. I must find the witch Angerboda. She knows all that happens here.
Find and speak to Angerboda. Find and speak to Angerboda. Find and speak to Angerboda.
Come drink with us,
Find and
stranger.
speak to Angerboda. Find and speak to Angerboda.
Be welcome, Esir. Our father's hall is a haven to all.
I remember there was a cauldron here once, brought by Thor from Hymir's hall.
A cauldron a mile deep, a mile of mead. I miss that cauldron.
Father bet the cauldron on a foolish wager with Suchinger and lost. But we still have the ale from our brewery.
Where is Agir now?
He's gone to Utgard. He sent a cauldron to Sutgungur, but it never got there, so he's gone to find out what's what. Oh, but enough of that. You are a visitor to our great land, and we know its secrets. Ask of us your questions.
I seek mysteries. Tell me about.
What animals will I find in the wild?
I have heard tell of a great bear of stone and ice that lives by a frozen lake.
Enough talk. Time for a drink.
With pleasure.
Skull!
Let us tell you more of our homeland.
Tell me about the. I seek myth. Tell me a sad tale.
Ugh, spin me a tale of tragedy.
Once, Thor dashed the great serpent Jormungandr against our shores. Many ships wrecked, many Jotnar drowned.
Seek a lonely tree of the shore and walk beneath it. You'll see. Now let us drink to the fallen.
I need to go. Let's drink.
Skull!
Let us tell you more of our homeland.
Tell me about.
I want to know the unknown. Where should I look?
There is a broken tower near Utgard that was once a place of great magic. Perhaps there is still some to be found there.
To magic! May we never be without it.
I'll drink to that.
Skull!
You don't look well. Is our ale taking a toll on you?
Tastes like a boa shat in my mouth. Where am I? Whose bed is this? I should find out what I did while ill-addled. My mind is a blank.
Find and speak to Angerboda. Find and speak to Angerboda. Find and speak to Angerboda.
Ripe with wine and vomit. These are thralls' clothes. Where did they come from?
Find and speak to Angrboda. 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 Find and speak to Angrboda.
To the mighty rivers of the ALC. The mice in the
Find and
brewery
speak
still
to
tell
Angrboda.
tales of last night's fish.
Find and speak to Angrboda.
Were we trying to sail somewhere? Across the ALC to the land
Find
of,
and speak to Angrboda.
I can't recall it.
Find and speak to Angrboda. Find and speak to Angrboda.
These woods whisper with Jotnar magic. Not everything is as it seems. Have a look, Sunan.
Find and speak to
Anger
Angrboda.
both as home was
Find
right
and
here
speak
when
to
last I
Angrboda.
visited.
Find
It may
and speak
still
to
be.
Angrboda. Find and speak to 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 Angraboda. Find and speak to Angraboda. Find and speak to Angraboda.
Go, my eyes.
Find and speak to Angraboda.
Stretch your wings, Suna.
Find and speak to Angraboda. 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 Find and speak to Angrboda. 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 Find and speak to Angrboda.
Illusions. But any obstacle can be overcome
Find
if
and
looked
speak
at
to
the right way.
Angrboda.
The witch's house. There you are.
Find and speak to Angrboda. 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 Find and speak to Angrboda.
Give up, meeting.
Find and speak to Angrboda. Find and speak to Angrboda.
Show me what lies ahead.
Find and speak to Angrboda. 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 Find and speak to Angrboda.
I need your eyes, my friend.
Find and speak to Angrboda. Find and speak to Angrboda. Find and speak to Angrboda. Find and speak to Angrboda, world. Mistress of the Iron Wood. Secure Angrboda's assistance. Press left mouse button untrack. Hold left mouse button. Find and speak to Angrboda. 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 Find and speak to Angrboda.
No, indeed. It is as a great barn, swollen with vermin, bulging at the gables. You underestimate the human. You always did. When the
Please, enter. Do not trouble to knock or announce yourself.
Angrboda, I have traveled far to find you.
And you are brave to darken my door alone. Where is my lover, the dark fox that slinks between my sheets?
Loki stayed at home.
Loki has stayed in Asgard to help rebuild the damage from a recent attack.
How generous. And entirely unlike him. You used to be much better at lying.
I am not Loki's keeper. I have come to understand Jotnar magic, your method for moving Hugr from one body to another.
The mead. You seek the mead.
Hirokin! You have long outstayed your welcome.
Then I will take my leave. But remember what I said, Angrboda. You will see things my way in time.
Who was that?
Who was your visitor?
She's powerful and cruel, and none of your concern.
The mead she spoke of. Where can I find it?
A slip of the tongue. Forget what you heard.
Do not play games with me, witch. You would sell any truth for the right price.
If one had the means to pay it. There is a root called Hag's Claw. It grows at the bottom of a waterfall to the south, at the forest's edge. Bring me 3 roots from the place where the red moss thrives. Then we will speak of the mead.
I will hold you to it.
Find and enter the waterfall. Find and enter the waterfall. Find and enter the waterfall. Angrboda's notes, press E close, how they scream when I work on them, the ones that visit me. Cries no physical pain could ever evoke. If only I could console them, the white heat will cleanse you, the burning scour you clean. And what is left is purity. What torture it is to see oneself stripped of illusion. To know your depths and heights, to know yourself squalid, insignificant, wretched. Find and enter the waterfall. Find and enter the waterfall. Find and enter the waterfall.
What do you see?
Find and enter the waterfall. 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 Find and enter the waterfall.
The waterfall should be nearby.
Find and enter the
but I see no
waterfall.
sign of it. If I look about, I may yet find a way to see the unseen.
Find and enter the waterfall. 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 Find and enter the waterfall.
This land hides its secrets well, but no secret is safe from me.
Find and enter the waterfall. 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 Find and enter the waterfall.
Angerboda said to look where the red moss grows.
Find and gather the roots. Find and gather the roots.
A cavern beneath the lake.
Find and gather
This
the
land is
roots.
savage, but full of marvels.
Find and gather the roots. Find and gather the roots. Find and gather the roots.
Thor's beard. Look at this place.
Find and gather the roots.
Yggdrasil's great tendrils reach everywhere in this realm.
Find and gather the roots. Find and gather the roots.
That must be the hag's claw Angerboda spoke of. A pungent root. There should be more around.
Find and gather the
The
roots.
air smells strange down here.
Find and gather the roots. 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 Find and gather the roots.
Dank and drear. They say hell is the same. One more root should do it.
Find and gather the roots. 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 Find and gather the roots.
Where are those cursed roots?
Find and gather the roots. Find and gather the roots.
That will be enough for anger, Boda. I should find my way out.
Bring the roots. Bring the roots. Bring the roots.
The reek from this root turns my stomach.
Bring the roots. 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 Bring the roots.
I have done as you asked. Now where is my wisdom?
Give it a moment to brew. There. An elixir to ready your spirit.
How will this bring me the meat?
It will open your mind to the secrets of the world. While we wait, let us speak of Asgard. How fared your defenses after the last attack?
Our defenses are impenetrable. Our defenses, I am not telling you that. Why do you
We have been weakened by treachery. Without time to rebuild, we may not withstand another attack. Wait. I did not mean to say that. I feel strange.
Hexclaw has a way of untying the tongue. Now, you have said you want the mead, but how badly? How much would you sacrifice to be freed of fate's shackles? Would you give your tongue, your hand, your sight?
I do not fear my fate.
I would. I would give all that, and more.
I would like to see that.
Loki, what trickery is this?
I have sapped your strength, Havi. And I will take your life if your answers displease me.
Did you think I would not come for you? After what you did to my son?
Our son. Fenrir. A name I think you have heard before.
Your son?
Yes. In the final reckoning, the wolf Fenrir will be my doom.
Now you know. Now you can no longer deceive. Tell me, what will you do with him?
I will kill him.
I want to kill him. But I cannot. I swore an oath to you, Loki, and I will not break it. I will not take his life. Fenrir will be imprisoned until the day of prophecy, when we will meet upon the field of battle, as we are fated to.
Then we will bind you until that day, as you mean to bind our son.
An eye for an eye. I see she let you live.
You must have done something right. Let me help you down from there. No, no! Wait! 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 No! Ah! You could have let me down gently.
That would presume I cared for your comfort.
Then why release me at all?
For the same reason you are in Jotunheim. You seek the mead, and I can help you get it.
I assume there is a price.
I want a small sample for myself. The rest is yours. Fair?
Do I have a choice?
Of course you do not. The mead is kept by Suttungr and his daughter Gunnlóðr in the vault at their home in Utgardr. The vault is opened only on occasion of a great feast, when Suttungr shares the bounty of his cellar.
And it would be a poor host who did not throw a feast for a distinguished visitor. Say the High One of Asgard.
You are not as ox-witted as I feared.
What I should bring a gift.
I must bring a mighty gift to Suttungr, if I am to earn my welcome.
That idiot drunkard Agir recently lost his cauldron to Suttungr in a wager, but it disappeared on the way to Utgardr.
Suttungr would be grateful indeed if I returned that cauldron to him.
Seek the tree that wears the scars of the world's serpent scales. The cauldron would have passed by there. You might also bring a gift for Gunnlóðr. There are treasures that would flatter her in Thrymir's house by the lake near Utgardr.
I will bear that in mind.
When you have the mead, join me at the Well of Mimir. There I will show you how to escape your doom at Ragnarok.
Should I search for the cauldron now, or head for Thrymir's hall?